Hello everybody, today we're doing a video for GTA Car Kits in the 2014 Mercedes CLS, and today we're going to show you how to install our Apple CarPlay and Android Auto kit. As you can see, it's already installed into this car and has been paired to iPhone wirelessly. You can also pair it to your Android phone wirelessly. You can control the system with your original controls right here in the middle, and if you press and hold the back button, you can switch back to the original Mercedes system. None of your functions will be disabled. Your original camera will still work the same way, just now you have an extra function that you didn't have before. And now we're going to show you how to install it into this particular car. So the tools you're going to need is a T25 Torx, a T20 Torx, and it's specifically on the short ratchet so we can fit into smaller spaces. Then we have our hook tool. We have also our panel removal tool, and you can use any sort of screwdriver that is thin and long, and we're going to show you why. And of course you're going to need our product. So we'll begin here on the passenger side, and we have to remove this side panel, and we're going to use our panel removal tool, which is going to get underneath, and there are a few clips, and then you move it and remove it. So there's the two guide pins, and these are the three clips that we just unclipped. And behind here you're gonna see a T25 Torx, and we're gonna use our ratchet in order to remove this bolt. Next we need to remove the bolt under here, so we're gonna open up our glove box, and the bolt is right here, and it's the same T25 Torx. So here on the driver's side we need to unclip one clip that is hidden behind. This is where we told you about our screwdriver, which has to be thin and kind of long. So you will insert it here, not right at the center of the start button, but a little bit to the side. You'll insert your screwdriver, and you're going to feel that you're pushing a clip there. Once you push that clip, we're going to take our panel removal tool. As you can see, it unclips the whole thing, and now we can use our hands, and because we already removed all the other bolts, you can just remove this dashboard piece. So here are the three connections that you have to disconnect. So you just press on the clips and disconnect them. So we're just going to show you how we unlock the clips. So this is where we inserted our screwdriver, and that's what allowed us to push the clip. And as you can see, this is the metal clip that holds our dashboard piece in place. So here are two bolts which hold the locks in place for the actual stereo, because right now you cannot remove the stereo. So we're going to loosen these bolts with our T20 Torx, and you're going to be loosening them until the locks lower down enough for the radio to come out. And you're going to notice that the locks are going to, there's a little blockage piece on each side. So there's one right here, and the same as on the other side, that kind of block those bolts in. And once you see that the bolts are not coming out anymore, that means the locks are all the way down and you can remove the stereo. Bolts are pretty long, so you're going to have to turn at least 30 rotations counterclockwise. So that's what we're going to do right now before we can remove the stereo. So now we can grab the stereo because we unlocked the locks, and it will just slide out. So once you have the radio out about halfway, you're going to see here that there is a connection here that you have to disconnect, and there's a clip on top of it that you have to press. And at this point you can remove the stereo fully. So we're also going to remove the top screen, and in order to do that, first you need to remove this trim around the screen, and usually there's a wire that is holding it here at the bottom. Now you can remove this trim piece. So here there are two bolts that hold the screen in, and they're both our T25 Torx, and we're going to remove them. And they're not going to be removed all the way. They're about 90%, and they will stay in the frame of the screen, so like this much. And now you can grab the screen and tilt it forward. So as you see here with the screen down, there's a bunch of space here. This is where we're going to hide our wiring and our module, because there's not much space behind the actual head unit. And you can, when you're doing the installation, you can leave the screen here just like this, but we're actually going to disconnect it, so this way we can show you all the wiring more easily. So now we'll show you what comes in our kit. So you have your main module that gets hidden, as we told you before, behind the screen. We have our wireless antenna. This is our video cable that has a male on one end and a male and a female on the other. This is our main harness that gets plugged in behind the stereo, and then it gets plugged into our module. And then you have a USB connection which will wire to the passenger footwell, and that's used for wired Apple CarPlay, wired AndroidAuto, and also used for updates. So behind the stereo, we first need to disconnect this main quad lock harness. There's a clip at the bottom here that you have to squeeze, and then it will release the lock. And now we can disconnect it. And we will also disconnect this gray video cable. So there's a clip at the bottom of the actual cable, which we're gonna press, and then we're gonna use our panel removal tool to carefully wiggle this cable out. Make sure you take your time. So this is the original quad lock harness that we just removed from the stereo. And before you plug it into our harness, you need to transfer over the fiber optic cable. And in order to do that, you first need to release this clip, and then you can pull the cable out. So now we'll grab our harness that has a male and a female. So the original harness you will plug in here. Make sure that the lock is fully unlocked. Then you insert it in, and then you lock it in place so everything goes all the way in and it's flush here at the bottom. And this is our male end, so we will transfer over the fiber optic cable into it. And then now we can connect this end to the back of our head unit. Same thing, when you're inserting it, make sure that it's unlocked. We insert it almost all the way in, and now we can lock it in place. So this is our video cables. So we showed you them before. One has a male end on one side and a male and a female on the other. So this end will route behind the screen, but this end will connect at the back of the head unit. So the original connection goes into the female, and then our wire will go instead of the gray cable. Next we have our USB cable, and we will have this end hidden right here on the side of the passenger footwell. So we will take this end that needs to plug into our module, and we will just feed it through. And then I'm using my other hand in order to catch this wire on the inside. And as you can see over here on the passenger side, all you have just one end of it, and it's barely visible. So now we end up with these wires that all have to connect to our module, and our module will be hidden over here behind the screen. And now we need to get these wires over here on the side and up. And here inside you're gonna see that there is a bracket, metal bracket right there, and it goes up, and along that bracket there's space for you to feed the wires through. That's where the opening is, because on the driver's side there's no opening. It's only on the passenger side. And here you're just gonna notice that we put our stereo on the dash. Make sure that you cover the dashboard with some microfiber cloth so you don't scratch anything. So that's what we did, and now we can start feeding these wires through. Once we have all our wires behind the actual screen, we next are going to put our head unit back. And the main thing here is that you need to hide this quad lock harness. And right here in the middle, there is a opening right there, which you can shove that harness right in there, and actually it will go underneath, so that way it's not in the way when you're putting the stereo back. So we'll start putting the stereo back, and over here don't forget to connect this cable. So we'll have the stereo go in. Take your time when you're doing this. We'll plug this connection in, and as you can see, the stereo can go all the way in. And right now we will just leave it unlocked because we need to do all the wiring above. So this is our module, which we showed you earlier. And we'll start doing the connections. So before you connect the power harness, you just gotta make sure that the dip switches are set correctly. And for this particular car, a Mercedes CLS of 2014, the switch number 5 has to be on. So we will take our harness. So this is the power harness, and then we'll have the second one right here. We'll just plug it in. This is our video cable. Make sure that it goes all the way in. Then we have our USB cable. And the last thing is our wireless antenna. So we'll just plug it in. And the wireless antenna you can hide somewhere here behind. You can stick it. We suggest not to stick it to any metal parts, but you can stick it on top of the dashboard here at the bottom. So any flat surface that you will find, that's where you can put it. And at this point we'll start hiding the module. So we'll rest somewhere like this. So behind the screen here you have this metal bracket, and we will use that metal bracket in order to feed our zip tie through, because there's a lot of space behind the screen and you don't want this module to rattle around. So we will use our zip tie, and through that opening we're going to be able to zip tie it in place, and we will just cut off the excess zip tie, and this way the module is more secure. So at this point we can put the screen back. So with the module secure, we can put the screen back and make sure that it lines up on these guide pins right here. So there's the 2 bolts, but there are guide pins right below them. So one on this side and same on the other. So that way you know the screen is going back to its original position. And now we can secure these bolts. So before assembling everything back, now we need to test everything. And next thing that we need to do is to activate the auxiliary in this car, because that's what you're going to be using for a sound source in order to hear stuff from Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So we're going to turn on our ignition, and then you're going to press and hold the hang up button, number 1, and the pound at the same time. So first let it load. So once it loaded, we're going to hold all 3 at the same time. As you can see, now we have engineering mode displaying on our screen. So we will go to section number 7. We will go to check number 7.7, and here 90% of the time the audio auxiliary will be set to off. So we need to turn it on. As you can see, we cannot do it right now. So in order to turn it on, we will go to 7.5, and here just make note of what you see here. So external amp, SDR is installed, and UCI. So once you activate the AUX, it will replace your UCI, so that's normal. So first we'll turn off the MOST. Now we will go back to section 7.7. At this point we can activate the auxiliary to turn it on. So it's been turned on. Now we go back to 7.5. We turn on MOST. And here, as you remember, we had the external amp, so we have to choose external amp. And SDRs, that's for your satellite, so we have to set it to installed. And then AUX replaced the UCI, so now it's not installed, so this is normal. At this point we can just go back, exit, scroll down, and end the session. And at this point we will shut off the car, and we will lock it on alarm for about 5 minutes in order for these settings to save, and then we will test CarPlay and sound. So we waited 5 minutes, and now we can test the CarPlay before assembling everything back. So we'll go to audio, and we will select the auxiliary source. And now over here in the center console, we'll press and hold the back button. And now, as you can see, this mode, which you didn't have before, appeared on the screen. And for now, we will take our iPhone and connect it by the wire. You can also connect it wirelessly through our settings, but for just testing, we will do it by the wire. As you can hear, the music is playing. And now we'll just go through the controls, make sure that the controls are working fine, and they do. So once you made sure that everything is working properly, You can shut the car off, and now we can finish up the installation. So with using T20, now we can secure the locks for the radio, make sure that it's all the way in. And now we can tighten these bolts. So now we put this panel back, and there are 2 guide clips here, so they have to go in first, and then you can clip this panel back. So now we completed the installation, and we paired our iPhone wirelessly through our settings. And as you can see, we have CarPlay displaying on our screen. You can also pair our module to AndroidAuto. And at this point, you can start enjoying Apple CarPlay and AndroidAuto in your Mercedes CLS. I hope you liked the video, and we'll see you next time.